Hello and welcome to Antiques Central. Before we start, I'd like to say thanks to all the new subscribers for supporting the channel, and of course to all the regular viewers and subscribers. Right, I've got a small haul for you today which I hope you'll find interesting. So, to coin the most popular YouTube phrase ever, without further ado, let's make a start. First up, we have a lovely, heavy, British-made copper arts and crafts water pitcher. And what's interesting about this, which makes it stand out slightly from the norm, is the tin lining it has, which it's that extra bit of detail and quality will add value to it. And basically it means that it was actually used to serve or pour water with. A lot of the imports you see nowadays, the cheap knockoff imports, they're just pure copper and they're not tin lined. So this shows a bit of quality and will add value. Price wise, I would estimate around £65 to £75 to the right collector, and it would look fantastic in a bar or bistro restaurant. So lovely to start off with. A lovely the other important thing to say as well is it's got its original patina. And as we know now, if you watch my videos, patina is the reaction of the metal surface to oxygen in the atmosphere. And it turns it this lovely deep brown colour. It's difficult to fake in terms of that quality, although it can be done, but I don't think it looks as good as if it hasn't been touched at all. Now, I've got a really good a water pitcher to show you now, which will show you the complete opposite end of the scale. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of keeping the natural patina. And here it is. So you can clearly see the difference with the natural patina on this copper water pitcher to the highly polished patina on this arts and crafts water pitcher. Now, it is old. It is sort of, it does have quality. The original patina one, if I can show this, if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. It has a riveted seam, which is very nice. And as I said earlier, it's heavy, so I do think it's English made. The polished copper water pitcher, again, arts and crafts, which is that 1880 roughly to 1920, just prior to Art Deco in the 30s. This one has the seam basically, I don't know really how to describe this, to be honest, but the seam is it has a folded joint. So again, it shows some kind of quality, in my opinion anyway, and riveted handle. And you can see quite clearly there, probably better so on the polished pitcher, the individual marks of the hammer where they've been beating it. So that's what they mean by hand beaten copper. So two lovely water pitchers to start off with. Next up we have, okay, getting too old for this. Next up we have a hardwood Indian parat, P-A-R-A-T, in my opinion anyway. And a parat is used to roll out the dough when they're making their chapatis or their naan breads. It's a staple piece of equipment for the Indian kitchen, and it weighs an absolute ton. You may well you might also be able to get these in the Middle Eastern region as well. So weighs a ton, massive, and it will make a fantastic fruit bowl centerpiece table display. It's one solid piece of wood, hand carved, and I don't know, price wise they can go for a lot of money, the antique ones, but I'll probably pitch this around the £90 to £120 mark and see how we get on. All my prices on the antiquescentral.co.uk website includes shipping. So if I say £120, that includes the shipping, and the shipping could well be around £10 on this, quite easily through Royal Mail or Parcel Force. So that was a good find, and I can contrast that with the next item I can show you. And it's this, which is, I think, Oriental. Hard to say. I mean, how can you tell in all reality? You know, I mean, it's difficult to say. It's got a lot of age to it, and I bought it knowing that basically it's broken. Well, when I say broken, it's damaged. And these two pieces here, I could just pull out. But it's a really easy repair, a really easy fix. One that I'll do as soon as I get access to my workshop again, because I've still got all the building work going on. So if you watch the previous film I published, then you'll see what's going on. So I'm kind of like banished to my office at the moment. I can't get into my workshop. So a lovely, it is hardwood, tropical hardwood of some description, fruit bowl. It's made in sections actually. It's not carved out of one piece, I don't think. Price wise, a bit less than the other one just because of the overall condition. It hasn't got a handle and stuff like that. But I'd put this in the region of sort of the £60 to £75, including shipping, on the antiquecentral.co.uk website. So they'll be listed in the next few days. So please take a look and let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, next up, something completely different. It's a mid-century or around that sort of period aluminium kettle. It has a lid. Needs a polish and a good clean, but overall it's in good condition. It's got the original handle, and you can see where it's probably worn. The original finish would have been a darker brown, and over the years it's just worn off. Same with the little grip on the lid. And there is, for once, on the base there is a maker's mark. So we'll have a look at that. Right, it says it's made in England. It has a registered design, and it's Picoware, K3. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to read this, but I'll hold it up just in case you can. There you go. You can see it's made in England, Picoware, and it's a mid-century period, I estimate. Aluminium kettle. It's probably not something that would be made nowadays, to be quite honest. So it probably more will be used as a decorative display item. If you imagine, you could put some dried flowers in it or similar. It does need a really good clean. All these items I'm showing you now are what I call barn fresh. So I haven't done anything with them at all other than bring them into the office. So as you can see, it's still got residue of old dealers' stickers. And all these items, by the way, I did buy from other dealers. So I have paid up for them. And as you know, I generally end up paying approximately 30%, 33% of what I intend to sell it for, because that covers my overheads and my profit and the purchase price, and also gives the dealer I'm buying it from a chance as well to make their profit. Most of the stock I buy at the moment is from dealers, so I am paying up for it. But if you can get out to car boots and flea markets, it's much better. You'll get a much better price. But it's just the way it's working out at the moment. With what's going on in my life, with the building work and family responsibilities, I'm not getting out much on Saturdays and Sundays. So yeah, I'm tending to buy from known, recognised dealers, and so I am paying up a bit, so my profit margin is squeezed. Right, so nice little mid-century aluminium pico-ware or perco-ware kettle. Next up we have a little solid brass pedestal bowl with the willow pattern on it. Now, the willow pattern is normally blue and white porcelain or china, whatever. But this is imprinted, embossed into a solid brass fruit bowl. Nice little item. What makes it slightly different is it sits on 3 legs. There's no mark on the bottom at all. And we'll just double check. It's vintage, around that mid-century period, I would imagine. It's got Schloss head screws on the base. You can see those. And as I said, what attracted me to it was it only cost £5, but also the 3 individual legs that it sits on just lifts it out of the norm or the ordinary. So that'll go on the website probably in the region of about £35. So I'm doing better than my 33%, but sometimes you do. Great. And obviously that offsets other items that I sell where I don't make the 33% profit. So, swings and roundabouts. When you're dealing, you have to take the rough with the smooth. It's just part of the game. But it's a nice, attractive, embossed design. Chinese pagodas and buildings and the usual sort of sailing boat in the distance. So typical kind of willow pattern design. I quite like that, and it was so cheap I couldn't really turn that one down. And finally, this could be the star item, to be honest with you. Really pleased with this. And it is a solid copper tray, fruit bowl, display piece, whatever, I don't know. It's copper, as you can see from the green patina. It's got a lot of age to it. I would say it's potentially that Art Nouveau sort of style and period, just because of the organic flow of it. It's clearly not Art Deco. It's clearly not arts and crafts. So I'd probably date it around the Art Nouveau period. It's in completely original condition, unrestored, no sign of damage, and I think it's just a beautiful item. As I said, solid copper. Now, this will be listed on the antiquecentral.co.uk website as is. It won't be polished. I'm not going to wax it. I'm not going to do anything to it at all to detract from the original patina that it has, and that's so important. I can't emphasize enough, if you can leave the original patina, leave it. Yeah, if it's dirty or it needs a clean, just so it's fit to go to somebody else's house, home, or wherever it's going, then that's fine. You can give it a light dust and a polish, but I'm leaving this. It's staying exactly as it is. I think it's absolutely wonderful. There's no marks on it, as usual, but I think as an original piece of possibly Art Nouveau decorative metalware, I think it's a lovely item. And price wise, might do a bit of research on it, so I'll take a flyer now and say around the £90 mark, including shipping. But when I've done the research, it might go up or it might come down a bit. But I can't see it coming down, but it might go up a little bit. But that's what I'm thinking off the top of my head now, just for the purposes of this video. So, a lovely, decorative, Art Nouveau period copper tray. Right, that's the haul. Told you it'd be short and sweet today. Bang. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, the film's going to be slightly different in that I'm trying a company called Vintage Cash Cow. Now, Vintage Cash Cow are obviously an online company, and what you do is you box up all your antiques and vintage that you want to sell, and you send it off to them free of charge. They send the shipping label through to you. You'll then get a value within 3 or 4 days, and you can accept it or decline it. Now, if you accept it, you get the cash paid into your bank again very quickly, within a couple of days or so, probably even quicker than that. If you decline their offer, they actually send it back to you free of charge. So I don't see how you can lose, really. I'm using it to move on some of the job lot items I've picked up over the years. I've got 3 or 4 big tubs full of smalls, antiques and vintage that have just come along with job lots that I've bought when I've been after a particular item, and you might get another several items with it at an auction. So I'm going to try Vintage Cash Cow, see how we get on, and I'll make a film packing the items, sending it off, and then we'll see how we get on with the offer. And that'll be quite an interesting film, I think. It seems like a good idea in principle. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you're still here watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to support the channel. It does show the YouTube algorithm that we are here, and hopefully gets it promoted a bit more. So like, comment, share, subscribe. But most important of all, as ever, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.